So it's 5:07 a.m. 22nd of March 2025. It is the morning of the day of the first IPL game of the 2025 season. We have the Calcutta Knight Riders tonight facing off against RCB from Bangalore, including Virat Kohli. So it's going to be massive, huge opening ceremony, big opening first game. It's going to be great. I'm awake because of jet lag and who knows what else, but jet lag for sure is certainly playing its part. So here I am awake, and rather than laying there thinking about it, I figure you might as well get up, do the stuff you need to do, and then sleep later if and when I need to. So I'm just getting my materials ready for tonight. All the stuff that I carry in my bag, some of which is very important, some of which is almost never touched but is useful just to have just in case. And then this that I'm doing at the minute, which is stretching my canvas. I need to stretch 2 canvases for tonight because there's the opening ceremony as well. So I need to stretch 2 canvases over the frames. And like I'm doing there, I'm getting it as nice and tight as possible. You want it to be nice and tight on the frame. What I do is I have these stretcher bars with me, 1 metre by 50 centimetres. They fit together quite nicely, have little slots, and you slot them all together when you get to wherever you want. You get your canvas and then you pin it over around and try and make it as tight as possible. You want it like a drum, so it's nice and solid. Oh, I like it nice and solid to work on. Now, of course, I could buy canvas and some of this material here or most places you go, but I kind of like what I like, and I kind of like the stuff that I'm used to. It's all slightly different. So this is like a 10-ounce cotton duck, which does the job for me at the moment. So we're getting this stretched, and then it's going to be, I don't know, whatever comes for the rest of the day. Got to pick up the accreditation at some point, hopefully when I get into the stadium later this evening. I don't know, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. So here we are, we're on it. We're starting again, and then tomorrow morning I fly over to Chennai, or down to Chennai from here. So that'll be exciting too, but let's get this bit done first. So we got to about 7 o'clock in the morning last night, or well, this morning actually, and I was dead to the world. I laid down and that was it. So I fell asleep for a good, 6 hours. Woke up feeling pretty awful. The jet lag well and truly has kicked in. It's 5.5 hours, a random half, 30 minutes seems to make all the difference over here in India. So it's 5.5 hours between the UK and here. And yeah, feeling pretty groggy. But it's now 1:30. I've got to be at Eden Gardens, the home stadium for the Calcutta Knight Riders, at 4 p.m. So I've just come to the Airtel phone store, which is a pretty sparse place. They've got a sofa in the middle and people sat around the outside on very small single-seater seats, and that's about it. It's just an empty shell, really. But either way, they're getting me a SIM card and going to get the phone working so I can actually be in contact with people, put stuff out on social media when I'm at the stadium, and keep connected to all that sort of stuff, which obviously is pretty important. Got to find some lunch also before then, so maybe I'll have that back at the hotel. I always find with food you've got to be a little bit careful what you're eating. Everything looks great, but you can't really afford to get a bad belly or not feel good off food. So typically, it might be safer anyway, who knows. Might be safer to eat at the hotels and bigger restaurants. So maybe some food back at the hotel after we get this sorted out, depending on how long it takes. Sometimes in India things can happen in 2 minutes or 30 seconds, and sometimes they can take 2 hours. So we'll see how this goes. The man at the moment's just run off with my passport and he's disappeared about 5 minutes ago. He's gone. So hopefully he's coming back with that soon. So this is it. It's time to get to Eden Gardens for tonight's game. We're just passing the phenomenal Victoria Palace on my left-hand side. A beautiful. It's got a dome lights and pools. It's got a bit of everything in there. This is the first time I've seen it. It's it's got a whole host of mixtures of architecture all in the one building. We've got a couple of lions at the front here by the roundabout, so it's definitely got the colonial elements to it, but there's also a Indian style in there too. Absolutely stunning. What a beautiful place. We've got some golden horse and carts to the right hand side that we're just passing. There's lots of people milling around. It's Saturday afternoon, and I couldn't be more excited to be getting to the ground and getting this project going, getting this thing done. It's going to be a big game tonight. Lots and lots of people will be in the stadium. Yeah, of course I'm a little anxious. Have I got everything that I needed to bring? Paintbrushes, paint, all the rest of it, hopefully, and I think I have got it all. We'll see. But it's going to be, what we're now, 3:45, meet my contact at 4, get my accreditation, get set up, and I think the opening ceremony starts at about 6, and the game itself starts at 8:30. So it's going to be quite a long day, or quite a long time there, but the time's going to absolutely whiz by. Getting 2 paintings done, one of the opening ceremony and one of the first fixture. It's going to absolutely race by, so I can't wait. I'm just so excited now. Now it's all finally happening. We've got the race course, I can just see there ahead of me, Calcutta race course, very historic place again. I can see the pavilion of that. Again, beautiful. It's quite a beautiful city, Calcutta, I've got to say. Anyway, just passing the park here, the Maidans, where the kids are playing cricket actually. Everywhere you look in India, on the streets, on the Maidans, on the grassy patches, any spot of land, you got kids playing cricket. Right, time to figure out where I've got to go now. So that's it. Game 1 of the IPL, the Tata, not sponsored by yet. IPL 2025, the first game was won by RCB. Virat Kohli hitting a magnificent, was it 56 or 59, I've forgotten now, but nearly 60, and he hit some absolutely belting shots. So it was good to see him smashing it. The crowds were absolutely loving it, and it's got to be said, RCB have got a massive following. It almost felt like a home game for RCB. It'd be maybe 50-50, hard to say exactly how much the split was between KKR and RCB. But either way, it was a great game. The opening ceremony was amazing, like ridiculous. I've seen quite a few closing ceremonies, opening ceremonies, and painted a few. And I did do last year's opening ceremony for the IPL 2024, also sponsored by Tata. And it was amazing, and this was just as good. They had the little drone things, flying lights in the skies, which formed a big birthday cake to the IPL. It said 18 IPL, massive birthday cake, so happy birthday. Had people dancing, singing. Virat Kohli did a little bit of dancing as well. Up on the stage there was the owner of KKR, Mr. Khan, and he did a little bit of dancing because he used to be a Bollywood man with one of the KKR players, and then they got Kohli to a bit as well. So hats off to those guys, they did a good job. But yeah, it was pretty sensational, amazing, great singing, great dancing, loads of cool stuff. The painting of the opening ceremony went fine, but it was very dark, hard to see, and loads of people in the way, so you're painting a little bit blind in that situation. But either way, it worked out. But it was a lot of people who shouldn't have been on the field, or maybe were on the edges, and basically were very much in the way, so they all got kind of shoved off in the end. But yeah, it was busy but good, pretty intense first hour, and then it was the second canvas, which was the game itself, and that went fine, went very nicely. Yeah, that went well. Nice inclusion today for a young boy. Well, we're going across a red light now, I'm not sure. Got a bit of a fast taxi here, but anyway, we've made it. Oh, we've got another one with beeping. We're making sure everyone knows. Yeah. All right, screeching wheels. We're through. Yeah, today the
new inclusion was there was a young boy who somehow managed to get past over the fence and over the security, and the game stopped because he was running towards Kohli. And as he got to Kohli, he just flung himself on the floor and held onto his feet. And Kohli told him to get up, and gave him a bit of a hug. Oh, I found out about the hotel. This guy's great. Okay, I'm going to pay and get on with that story. Hang on.
Okay.
We're here. Great. Good man. Okay, we're back and we're in the room. We're in the Kenilworth. He was a good driver. He almost killed us twice on the last little bit as he jumped through the lights, but he got us back quick. It's got to be said. So, yeah, there was a kid who ran on the field. He ran on the field, jumped down at Kohli's legs. Kohli picked him up and the security guards kind of ploughed into him. But Kohli kind of protected him, really, and made him go a little bit easier of him. And he got marched off. This poor boy must have been, 13, 14. He had a red bandana, an RCB bandana around his head, long hair. And he looked absolutely overjoyed to have met and touched Kohli and had a hug from him. And the fans kind of cheered him off as he came off with the security. So he was sat just behind me for a while. So they took his name and address and goodness knows what else. And then I guess he got turfed out and won't be welcome back for a while. But there we go. But he made it into the painting. He sat on the bench. I got the 2 benches in the painting. And that was about it, really. It was a good game. Met a couple of the players walking around as ever. Always interesting, good to show them what I'm up to. But a good first day. Met loads of people who I'd met last year in India when I was painting the England cricket tour. One guy, a photographer, I met him literally as soon as I got out the taxi. He was there. He was the first guy I met in Hyderabad who did an interview with me back there. So the catch up with him was nice, and a few old faces that I knew from that tour. So yeah, really good. Can't beat it. So now it is reorganise the suitcases because I'm flying early to Chennai tomorrow morning. I've got to make sure I'm checked in for Chennai. Maybe try and get some food, although it's actually midnight right now, so I'll probably skip that. And got to get up, I don't know, about 4 or 5 hours time. I can't remember what time my flight is, but it's a pretty early flight, so a quick turnaround. So got to get packed and out again. Time to get this uploaded as soon as possible.